Good evening, everyone. How are we all doing? Today, I'm going to speak about all these calculator watches from the mid-80s. Well, actually, from 1980 to around probably 87, 88, but averaging before 1985. And by the way, today I am wearing the beautiful HGW10. One of my favourite watches. Right, so let's talk about these. Now, all these here, I've got a fundamental problem, and this is why I would no longer be collecting these type of Casio watches. So we've got this one here. This is the CA505. Now, this is a brand new, never used, old stock. I don't think I've even put this on my wrist. This came brand new. So this was made in 1985. Look, it's even got his original box, manual, and all sorts. Now, this came in 1984. This came out, and I'm going to show you another one, and I'm going to just show you why it's a problem. Now, my other favourite watch, where is it? This one here. This is 1982, I think. This is a CA82. This is my favourite top calculator watch that I've ever bought. Beautiful. Just love the thinness of it. Now, the biggest issue with these is the buttons. Now, let's go back to this one. This is brand new old stock, never been used, and I kept it in this box for many years. And when I got it out to do a video, the video was fine. Then when I went to put it back, this two buttons here just fell off. I haven't even pressed them. See that there? Just fell off. And when I first bought this one, which was, I think, not even that long ago, maybe a couple of years ago, without even thinking, I went and pressed this button here and this one. And look at that. These buttons on these calculator watches are the worst thing about these watches. It gets to a point that you can, when they get this old, 40 years old, as opposed to some of them like 1980, 45 years old. If you ever bought one, you just cannot press the button, because especially if it's mint. If you press the button, you completely ruin the watch. Now, there is a few exceptions, apart from them, by the way. So this one here, 1988, 87. So this is a brand new old stock again. It's on here. So when I bought this, this still had the screen protector on it, which is, you know, I bought this and it was insane how amazing it was. A little bit of bleeding on here. But what's really rare about this watch is the keypad is the original and it's still intact. Let me see if I can just zoom in there. It's still intact. Now, if you look anywhere online, you will see this has turned to mush. Now, I've owned this for quite a long time and I have never ever pressed a single button here. Well, I may have just pressed it just, you know, lightly to see what would happen, but I just dare not to press it because the last thing I want it to do, I'm just having a little look here. Is that a little split in it there? Or maybe it's supposed to be like that. But that's why I don't like to wear these very much. I mean, even though this is an absolutely beautiful piece, and this actually makes my heart flutter. That's how beautiful it is. Just love everything about it. The angle, the way the buttons are, just the way the LCDs, how close it is to the glass. Just stunning piece. I mean, I'm dying to set the time on this. I'm dying just to press a few buttons on here. But I just can't do it. I can't risk it. Even though it's got a bleed to the screen, I still can't do it. Because once this pad goes here, that's it. The watch is gone then. It's an absolute shame. And you just can't get them anywhere. You can get aftermarket 3D crap that goes on there, but it's just rubbish. Now, the exception is a few of these. So this one here, It's 1980. By the way, this is the first calculator watch Casio ever brought out, but in black. This one's in brown. Now, if you look closely here, these are proper rubbery, just like you would get on a, you know, a rubber to rub out a pencil mark. These are fine, even though I don't actually press them. I think I have pressed them though. But so the issue with this is this finger pad here. That's very scratchy, so it won't take much to scratch them. Like now, I'm zooming in on this, you can probably see a few marks. No, they're not. They're just like little dust marks. These are not bad to press, but because this watch now is 45 years old, this rubber will take no effort to perish. So I dare not to press anything on this watch. It's just really there to be admired, not even to have the watch set or anything. Just there, just to be admired. The exception again, like this one here. This is mid-80s, 88, I think. I don't know, I'm not sure on this one. But this is a really rare piece. This is a CA, what is it, 50, no, CA 62 481 module as well, because I think it's a 10-digit calculator. This is, again, look at the condition of it, just absolutely pristine. I don't think you will get a problem with these buttons, but because the rarity of it, I do not want to press any of these buttons, because to press them, you're not really using your finger part here. You're actually using your nail because the buttons are so small. But I dare to press any of them, and that is the major problem with these watches. They are there to be admired, worn if you want to wear them, but you cannot press the buttons unless you're not bothered about damaging them. Now this one here, super rare watch, and it's in, look at this, look at the condition of it. Absolutely beautiful. I'll keep these in my cabinet. I don't know how they get bloody dusty. Now, these buttons here, there's another problem with these calculator type watches. So this is 1981. So we're looking at what, 44 years old. Astonishing. These buttons here are metal, aluminium. Even though they're aluminium and it's silver underneath, there's a very thin coat of black paint on here. That's how it is with the factory. Same with these orange buttons. These are very thin coat of paint on these. And that's why you can tell this watch is brand new. Never been used. Because as soon as you start pressing these buttons, and I think you can see a little bit here. The paint on these buttons wear out so quickly, especially around the edge. Especially the orange buttons as well. They turn horrible after a while. Even though it's a beautiful watch, great looking, the orange buttons really make it look sensational. Should it have been orange on this side? Maybe yes. But again, great piece, but don't buy these watches expecting to press the buttons, because as soon as you start pressing the buttons, you're going to have issues. This one here, let's have a look at this one here. This one's okay. They are silver, but I think they're still painted. These are chrome. This one is a bit more usage. But again, you just got to be very careful with these type of watches. What's the other one? Another one here is this one. So this is the Game Invader watch. Now if you look at it, it's in pretty cool condition. Let me just get my bit of tissue and give it a bit of a wipe down. I need to get a strap for this. It did come with the original strap, but it was all over the place. Someone's took loads of links out and all that. It's in remarkable condition, this, and it does look absolutely lovely, especially with the blue and the yellow. But you can see this is hardly being used. And again, if you want to press the buttons, always do it with the back of the finger. If you want to test it, just not to put a fingerprint on it, a nail print on it, because you will end up damaging these buttons severely. Now this one here, let me show you. I'll show you that one. C80. Yeah, by the way, if you ever wondered, this is the black version and that's the brown version. The brown version, not many were made. The problem with this watch is, if these straps ever broke with a gold clasp, you are pretty buggered. So I try not to put too much strain on the strap itself, because even though it's in really good condition, I'm really surprised. I mean, don't forget this is 45 years old. I don't think Casio intended to make a digital watch and think, oh, let's make it last 45 years old, because you know that because the dates on the watches, some of the dates rarely even go past 2019. Rarely. I don't even know what date when this date goes past. What was I going to show you? Oh yeah, this one here. So this is the CA50. This is the actual watch they used in the Back to the Future films. I know lots of people think it's one of these, but it ain't. It's this one here, CA50. Again, I've only recently bought this. I do have another one, but I bought it online because it was in remarkable condition. I'm not going to press any of the buttons, and whether they work or not, or whether they don't, I don't really care, because I've not bought it to sell on. I haven't bought it to wear or do calculations. I bought it because I like it, and it's rare, and it, oh god, and it was in a film, etc. So that's the reason I bought it. And it's a right shame that you can't, because of the button situation, you can't press them. Now what's going to happen to new collectors that are collecting these type of watches and they want to keep them for another decade? Will this one last, this DBX? This is a beautiful watch, isn't it? I just can't stop admiring this, how beautiful it is. Do you know what's an absolute shame? It's these little marks here. But an LCD will come up and I'm going to jump on it. But even if I did, again, I wouldn't press any of the buttons. And I would never sell it either. Just absolutely, look at this craftsmanship that they made in this watch. Stunning. Such a clever design. Really is beautiful. Oh god. Yeah, so that's where we are, I'm afraid. This is a beautiful piece. Which is your favourite, by the way? Let me tell you mine. I'm going to leave this one out because this one wins hands down. Now, if I had to pick, so number one, I would say it will be between these two, I think. This one I like because I like the way the silver frame is around here. I like it because it's thinner than a normal Casio. And it looks more flatter. The screen looks bigger. I love the blue and the yellows. I just think they make it pop. And I think this one here is an original. Let's have a little look. No, it's not. But it's the same though. But if you compare these two together, I think you can see what I'm on about. I love the little ring around there. This screen does look bigger. I don't know why it looks bigger. It just does. Just a beautiful piece. This one I think I love because it's brown. And the Keypad's brown. The condition is really good and it's incredibly rare. It's only one other time I've seen one of these on eBay. And you know what I also like about it as well is, so you know this part of the casing here, well that looks more or less part of the strap as it goes all the way around. Just a great piece. I do actually wear this. This doesn't just sit in my box. I do actually put this on and go out, but I only go out when I'm wearing like a jumper so I can protect it over. Yeah, it's a lovely watch, this. The thing is, if I got rid of this and I don't know, someone made me a good offer, I don't think I would find another one again, and that's why I like to keep. I like to keep them. Yeah, so that will go. I would say, where is it? Oh, here. Number 1, number 2, number 2. I don't know. I think it'd be between these two, you know. Number 3, number 4. I do like these, but it's just a chrome that puts me off. Yeah, I like the CA50 as well. I mean, it's nothing incredibly special, but what it is, it's incredibly rare to find one in this condition, and that's why I bought it, even though I have another one. To find one in almost pristine, just haven't got the bloody straps. If I could find the correct straps as well, we are laughing. Yeah, I mean, that's where we are, but I mean, nothing. All these have nothing on this one here. Let me put it on my wrist and I'll just show you how beautiful that looks on me. Oh, I absolutely love Casios. You wouldn't believe. Every time I put a Casio on, I just love them. Love them over and over again. Sometimes I think, do I get bored of them? I should be getting bored because I constantly look at them. Let me just take this off. Look at that, original box. Goodness me. This is an absolute... If any of you are collectors out there of the 80s, I'm not talking about the 90s stuff. If you're a collector of the 80s and you haven't experienced actually owning one of these, hold on, let me just see if it's the right fitment. Oh. These are absolutely beautiful. Do you know what I love about this? It's like, it's a bit tight on me at the moment because I made it tight enough to fit around here. But what I like about it is just the way it curves around your wrist. It just feels like it's made for your particular wrist. I love the thickness of this as well. I love it that it's wide. A lot of Casios are made back then quite small. They made this one just absolutely perfect. I love the way this is just seamless here. I love this dot matrix screen. There's nothing about it I don't love. I just absolutely love it. If they made this on today's version, I'll be wearing this watch as my everyday watch, but having spares all the time. It doesn't look it here, but really this does glisten. Even though I'm not a fan of the chrome because of the fingerprints, I just, you know, it's a shame you got so many features on this watch, but I can't use any of them. Not that you want to anyway, it's just like a gimmick, isn't it? Once you pressed it, it's not for today's, you know, the way we live our lives. Everything's on the phone nowadays. So all the features nobody would ever use. You just want to use them just to try them out. But this is Fucking beautiful piece. Really, really is. Should be my cabinet really, but I don't know. Look at that glistening there. Just the way this, all that chromeness on it. It's not like this. This chrome here doesn't have the same effect as here. It feels like this bottom part here is higher, so the light reflects off it differently. Maybe I'm being a dickhead, but I just think this is just one of them watches. If I found another one in pristine condition like this, with no bleed on the screen and the original pad, I would buy it. I'll buy it, but, oh God, I'm yielding. I'll buy it, but again, if you press them buttons once and your fingernail goes through that keypad, you completely ruin the watch. Completely ruined it. By the way, who likes this? I think this came out, I think it came out 86, 87 or 88, something like that. When was this made? So this is a Japan made as well. Very, very rare watch. In beautiful condition. Original straps as well. Blue buttons. Astonishing. And just beautiful. Let me show you this brown one. I'll put it on my wrist. By the way, if you're bored, you can flick off the channel. I just enjoy chatting about these watches. There's a great little springness about that as well when it just flicks back. Let me stick it on properly. I won't put it on properly. Keep taking it on and off. Beautiful. Do you know what Rolexes and stuff like that? Do you know the stuff that everyone wants to buy? It just does not interest me in the slightest. Does nothing for me. But when I see stuff like this, I absolutely go wild. Wild. I mean, if this was the same price as a Rolex, whatever they are, oh, and you ask me, pick one, they're both the same price, you can wear one, I'll be picking this. Much prefer this. It's my cup of tea. It's what I like. Yeah, I've got to put a strap on this today. I did have a strap on it, and then it just bloody fell apart. Got so many CMD40s. Do you remember that I fixed this the other day? It's all working still. This is the correct time. The sensor, which is here, it's not working. When I took it apart, I took the sensor apart. The little film that connects to it, the wire part, that's completely detached itself from it. It's not something you can fix. So I need to find a broken one, take the sensor out of that one and fit it on this one. Oh God, can't stop by yawning. Yeah, so I'll be messing around watches today. By the way, I bought some beautiful stuff today. Beautiful stuff. This should be here next week. And I bought, even though I'm not a fan of them, how many did I buy? 4, 8, 12, 16. Probably 20 odd, maybe 30 G-Shocks, all around the 90s mark. And a few others, stuff, Casio watches. And what else have I bought? An MP3 Casio, remember them? From early 2000s. Yeah, what else did I buy? I'm trying to think what else I bought today. What else did I buy? Oh, yes. I bought an SPF. Beautiful thing. With a graph on it as well. With the tags. I bought it so cheap. It's unbelievable. Yeah, so I've got all them coming this week. I do enjoy buying them They're very, very nice. And yeah, that's it. Nothing else to say, really. This has been in my cabinet up there. And I've been in two minds whether to get rid of it or not. Don't know. Get rid of it because these, see these here? These type. And this type. The electronics in these are so unreliable. The reason being is there were very early 80s, there were the test Casios. So when you think this is Casio's first calculator watch ever made, C80, people think it's a C60. It's not. It's a C80 was the first one they ever made. And that's why they brought one out in brown as well. Where's the brown one? Black one. C80 were the first calculator watches. Yeah, and they were just like experimental, you know, calculator watches. But 40 years later, we're still holding them in our hands, wearing them. Ain't it astonishing? I don't think they ever realised it would last that long. Oh dear, oh dear. Yeah, that's it. Thanks for watching and goodbye.